Silver. Biting down on the seatbelt wrapped around my arm and chest, I fight to stay still and conscious. The bones in my left arm shatter under the sheer sudden weight of the growing muscle. Fragments lodge themselves in my flesh and veins, small pieces of white pushing their way to the surface of my skin and breaking through as the dense muscle finds its place to settle. Slowly, like magnets, they draw themselves to each other again, tearing their way back underneath as they grow at the same time, connecting and extending my arm an extra foot than it was before. My fingers follow suit, snapping and extending further out. The fingernails rapidly rot and peel off my swollen fingertips as new ones push themselves to the surface, turning into monstrous claws. Gritting my teeth, I feel the flesh on my arm burning off, the car seat I was holding onto with my claws melting along with it. With my right hand, I grab whatever molten loose skin still hung and tear it off, letting a patch of dark black hair sprout from the blood underneath. The arm begins to steam as the temperature levels itself out, the transformation coming to a slow, allowing me a moment to breathe and cry. I lean against the door of my car and release the seatbelt from my jaw, the taste of metal in my mouth making me gag heavily. With my remaining arm, I try to shove the door open again, but the tree and snow outside refuse to give. I vomit whatever I had left in my stomach, and the blood in my mouth onto my lap as I begin to pass out. At least now I will be warm. In search of comfort, my mind automatically drifts to my grandfather. The recently deceased man of 6'5", lived to the ripe age of 110, breaking several records for being the only person on Earth to be over a century old and still bench 400. Despite being the absolute tank on legs that he was, the old man spoke with the calming voice of a still ocean. Most of my childhood was under his care after my mother and father had passed from unforeseen circumstances when I was around 3. During the heavy winter snow when family was over, he sang the loudest carols, shaking the entire skeleton of his manor. It was his voice that had brought me into my adulthood, taught me my life lessons, and formed and shaped my morals. The entire mountain mourned the day we discovered his body. The man would have lived until 200 if given the chance, but instead, he decided to keep his demons to himself, settling for a bullet to the brain. No matter how much I begged to see his body one more time before they put him to rest, the coroner refused. The funeral and burial were closed casket, and I was left only with memories, and the manor. The hundreds of thousands of books he had collected were all left to me, while it was decided that the rest of the family, oddly accepting of his sudden departure, would split and sell the manor once I was done collecting what I would take with me. I doubted an entire library would fit inside a 2-room New York.